What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time and support, especially if you're a Michigan Wolverine fan, because you got to be feeling some type of way right now. What a time to be a Michigan football fan after capping off the season exactly how you would want, in perfect fashion, with a perfect record, and putting your rival out their own building with an unbelievable 45-23 victory. Hey, hats off to Michigan for what they pulled off today, man. This was really cool to watch, especially considering how it started. Michigan teetered at a point early in the first half where it looked like this game could get out of hand sooner than later if they didn't clean up their mistakes and find ways to make needed big plays right away. And they did exactly that with the run game, with the pass game, with their defense, with finding balance. And that led you to this dominant victory. It's led you to finishing with an 11-0 victory, or 11-0 season, And it led you to finally getting a road victory in Columbus at Ohio State for the first time since 2000. No shame in that. You did what you were supposed to do. And after what you did last season, this season looks more impressive than last. So now at this point, you're showing models of consistency. You can't sit here and play fluke card arguments against Michigan no more at this point. Running the table, going undefeated, playing their best football down the stretch, and answering the card against adversity, where you were in a position where we all know their backfield was hurt. Blake Corum only carried the ball 2 times today and clearly was not himself. Donovan Edwards came into this game hobbling and didn't play that great in the first half. He exploded in the second half. He went crazy in the second half. And at that point, you were sitting there wondering, at least I was. I won't speak for everybody. I'll speak for myself. I was wondering, what are they going to look like now? Because unfortunately, how Michigan's seasons and their schedules are set up is no matter how you play through the regular season, even against Michigan State, against the Iowas, the Penn States, the crescendo game that matters more than anything else is always the last game of the season against your arch rival. And you had to play that game in a shorthanded situation against adversity where, again, your backfield wasn't healthy, your defense was struggling. They were making them look regular. Marvin Harrison Jr. finding open catches and Stroud making plays with his feet, and they were finding run holes. Like, they were doing a lot to make Michigan's defense look normal when what we've seen was they've looked elite all year long. In this game was completely different, at least especially in the second half, because Michigan, let's start with the first half. Again, started off super slow. Offense wasn't really getting rolling. And again, they were in a situation where they had to rely on J.J. McCarthy to be the guy to carry the bucket. Seeing that Corum was not his 100% self. Seeing that Edwards was struggling a little bit. That run game was not popping at all. So you needed some big plays from J.J. McCarthy, no matter how they came. And that's exactly what you got. You got 2 touchdowns to Cornelius Johnson from JJ, threw another one to, I think, Ronnie Wilson it was who caught it. And Michigan did a good job of weathering the storms and staying alive when they needed to, making big stops on defense, protecting the quarterback, not letting penalties kill them, which was a huge problem for Ohio State, who could not avoid the penalties, who couldn't avoid pass interference and holding calls and just dumb decisions and plays that made them play behind on the 8 ball. And it played into Michigan's hand completely. Because, again, you get one big play, and it keeps Michigan alive. The defense feeds off of it. And then the offense starts feeding. Then they come in motivated in the second half. All right, we're right there. We're right there. We got them right where we want them. And they put their foot on the neck. They did exactly what they needed to do. Especially to cap it off in the way that they did. Where Donovan Edwards ran for an 85 and a 75-yard toucher. That's unbelievable performance by him. A way to wake up and be in a position where, again, I feel like you don't want to have to rely on JJ solely. You want to have some kind of balance. That's where Michigan's bread and butter has been all season. Not relying on just one person, but getting contribution from everybody because it becomes infectious for Michigan. We've seen that. When the running game gets established, it opens up holes in the passing game. Then the defense comes out, and they're ready to feast and hit the quarterback. That's what they did. Second half, they put Stroud in a cycle where they were hitting him a lot more often. They were wrapping up a lot better on open field tackles when the receivers were catching the ball or the running back was catching the ball. Michigan was right there to put them down and make sure they didn't have any chance to build any kind of extra momentum. That's the sign of a good team. Perfection is not the sign of a good team. You don't have to be perfect on every drive. You don't have to be A1 and just flawless every single time you step on the field. You have to be able to maneuver and weather the storm of mistakes that you either made or deal with the adversity of playing against the good team that you were up against. And that's exactly what they did. In a situation where they were shorthanded in terms of health, with a quarterback who was a bit inexperienced, and you're doing it on the road against your arch rival, and you cap it off to iron out an 11-0 season, to where you've now stamped your ticket to go to Indianapolis and contend and put up for the Big Ten championship. This is what you set up for, to now stamp your position, to be in a playoff position. As long as you stamp away Indianapolis, you're right there. You're right there. Michigan has shown and proven. You can't say it's a fluke no more. After what they did last season, I don't want to hear it. I don't care what they did in the playoffs. I don't care about none of that. What they did this season, considering how they had to retool, considering how they had to change and go through some different things with their roster, with their, depth chart, their lineups, they were able to show that they could withstand changes and they could make changes on the fly and still be a winning program. When other teams change and have to go through different kind of looks and ways to be productive, they don't do as well. And Michigan was able to stand tall against all that. I will be honest with you. I honestly thought today was the day where the magic was going to stop. That's just full objectivity. That's me being visible and real. I didn't think Michigan was going to win this game. I did not think so. I thought Ohio State came out exactly how I expected them to. Comfortable, being able to march methodically on offense, get key stops on defense, but they didn't stand up to it. They didn't stand up and play as consistently as you would hope. And I came away with just a few thoughts that I can now stamp and believe fully in Michigan and what they're doing. I know it doesn't seem fair because it took the 11-0 and the whole season to buy. I don't care, whatever. They did what I didn't expect them to do, and they backed up everything that we saw last season. It wasn't a fluke. This is not a fluke performance. This is not a fluke team. They are for real on all levels, on both sides of the football. This was a fantastic performance by them. Michigan fans, I hope you out celebrating, having a good time in Ann Arbor, all over Metro Detroit, wherever you at right now. I hope you're having a good time and enjoying this victory because this is huge. This is a phenomenal way to close out a season. I couldn't be happier for that fan base, man. Shout out to you guys. Talk to me in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you and hear about what you thought about the game, what you thought about Michigan's performance, what you think about the playoffs heading forward. What do you think about where they're moving forward to some of the players? I'd love to hear from you. Talk to me in the comment section. And when you comment in the comment section, tell me where you're commenting from. I love hearing that. I'm seeing a lot of range of locations in the comments with some people who've reached out, some international people reached out, people around Detroit, people outside of Michigan. I want to hear where you're coming from. Talk to me. Let me know where you're commenting from in the comment section. Talk to me. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well as we ramping up on our way to get to 6,000 subscribers. Of course, tap into our social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above. Search and follow Detroit Sports Nation. And of course, tap in with me as well at I am Eric Vincent. Again, another toast. Yeah, I'll give you a solo cup toast. I'll give a solo cup toast to the Michigan fans. Don't mind it being red. It's the only one I had. I'm sorry. Don't take it no type of way. Congratulations, Michigan. Hell of a season and a hell of a night for your celebration as it should be. I'll be right back here again with another update to chop up with you soon enough right here from the DSN News Desk. Peace.